I used this beautiful dua from the Quran that I'll be talking to you about in this video, and it resulted in this right here, $10,000 in 7 days, and consistent 10K every 7 days from only one of my businesses, all through tawakkul and aligning with Allah's will. So if you're watching this, this is a sign that this could literally change your life. I'm hoping that I'll be sharing with you some deep information that as soon as you take it, you apply it, you'll see the results immediately. But before we dive deep into the dua, you've been seeing the consistent videos I'm posting on this channel every single day. Not just this channel, TikTok, Instagram, my previous channel got deleted, but whatever. You've been seeing the consistent videos, but what you don't see are the messages that the people are sending me every single day. Like, look at this. This person right here, they got a job that they were trying to get the entire time through using one of my methods. This person right here, 10K per week through using my course. This person right here, spiritual high through the course. This person right here, what did they go through? They stopped making dua from a begging state and they spent 20 minutes sitting in gratitude. 2 days later, money came from the least person accepted. DMs over and over again. Because I'm trying to show you that this stuff that I'm showing you in all these videos, the free ones and the paid ones, they all work. They all work. So just rest assured that you're in good hands. Say Alhamdulillah that you're in good hands. So my question to you is, getting into this actual video, what if one single dua could shift your life into a reality of ease, peace, and health, and wealth? And what if the path to abundance isn't about effort alone, but it's about through alignment? Just like it did for one prophet, the one who said this exact dua that I'll be showing you. This is what we're going to be breaking down step by step. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to recite it, and then inshallah manifest your own abundance. Now let's start with the story behind this dua. Because to understand why it helped me attract $10,000 per week from the one business, you need to know who said it and what they went through. Because this dua isn't just words, it's the path of Sulayman, Prophet Sulayman, alayhi salam, one of the greatest kings in history. Now, Prophet Sulayman, he grew up in a kingdom that was facing threats. It was facing wars, poverty, spiritual tests, but Allah blessed him with wisdom from early on. From a young age, he was blessed with early wisdom. And remember the stories in the Quran? He would be able to speak to the animals, command the wind, control the jinn. And with all these gifts, he still faced a trial where one day when he was with his horses, he got distracted from remembering Allah as the sun was setting. And then once he realized that, he repented very deeply. He repented back to Allah deeply. And as a result, he sacrificed the horses just to show his devotion to the divine. And then to show that these material things, they don't own me. The material doesn't own my heart. And in that state, that's where he made the powerful dua that I'm sharing with you in this video that says, قَالَ رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَهَبْ لِي مُلْكًا لَا يَنْبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِّن بَعْدِي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْوَهَّابِ. Basically it says, my Lord, forgive me and grant me a kingdom such as will not belong to anyone after me. Crazy statement. A kingdom that's not going to belong to anyone after me. Indeed, you are the bestower, the one who gifts endlessly, who give gifts endlessly. And after saying this, Allah answered him immediately. Immediately, man. The seen and the unseen, it all started working in his favor. The jinn, the ants, the birds, the wind, everything. Such a great kingdom that no one will ever gain once again. So, the big part of this video, the meat of this video, why did the dua work so perfectly and so instantly? Because when you understand why did the dua work, you'll understand that it's not really about the words, it's about what happened. That's what it's about. What state did he reach on the inside? What was the order of the words so that he can reach this state first, then this state first, and second, and this state third? Because when you understand that, that is how you unlock the abundance that is within this beautiful dua. Now the first thing, we're going to dissect the dua step by step. He says, قَالَ رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي. Here, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي, my Lord, forgive me. So the very first thing that he asked for is Istighfar. He asked for forgiveness first. He surrendered. Now remember, forgetting to remember Allah is not even a sin. Hope you know that. Like if you're just immersed into the world, you're playing around, you're doing things, and you forgot to remember Allah, it's not really a sin. But he still saw it as something that's sinful to the point that he wanted to ask for forgiveness too. Not necessarily sinful, but just something to ask forgiveness too, because he knows that's not the ultimate state. Being in a state of forgetfulness is not the ultimate state. So what is he asking for forgiveness specifically? He's asking for forgiveness for any negative, low-level emotion in the heart. Because any emotion, remember this is something you should be writing down. Any emotion that's not in the remembrance of Allah is a negative emotion. So any emotion that's not in remembrance to Allah is a low-level emotion, a negative emotion. Think of pride. Why would you have pride? If you know who Allah truly is, you'll never have pride. Think of fear. Why would you have fear? When you know truly who Allah is, you'll never have fear. Resistance. Once again, guilt. When you know that Allah is the most merciful of the merciful, you'll never have guilt in your heart. So he was asking for forgiveness because he was in a state of forgetfulness. So being in a state of forgetfulness, it means that you're not in a state of remembrance to Allah, which means that you are in the low-level emotions. And as a result, when he's asking for forgiveness from these emotions, this makes space in the heart for the divine magnitude. Now, Allah can fill him with his own cup. So that's the first step. You don't just ask right away. That's the mistake that people make usually. They start asking right away. Or are you asking for the thing immediately? Clean yourself up first. Remove the clutter first. Remove the doubt. Remove the negative emotions. Then you move to step number 2. And then step number 2 is such a beautiful, beautiful step. Don't ask big, man. Ask huge. Huge. وَهَبْ لِي مُلْكًا لَا يَنْبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِّن بَعْدِي. Grant me a kingdom that no one's ever gonna have except me. Now that's a very, very big ask. Like imagine not asking for a kingdom, but for a kingdom that no one will ever have. And this was Sulayman. But what was the reason for such a bold ask? Well, because he knows exactly who Allah is. He came as an example to show you this is how you do it. Know who Allah is, and when you know who Allah is, how can you ask for little anymore? When you ask, don't ask for something good, ask for the best of the best. So you're asking Allah after all. Keep that in mind. Stop thinking too small. And notice, Sulayman isn't even worried about the how. He just knows what. He just knows what to ask, and he knows that it's up to Allah to do the how. It's not your job to figure out the how. It's up to Allah. Even him, like a king, he still knows it's up to Allah to do the how. And this is what you need to be doing as well. Anything you want, imagine the best of the best. So instead of asking for 10K a month, Habibi, I'm literally telling you, ask for 1 million. Ask for 1 million. Is that unrealistic? Me personally, I don't believe in unrealistic. Instead of asking for an average house, ask for a $20 million house. I know some people, as they're seeing this, they're going to be like, bro, that's so unrealistic. I don't believe in unrealistic. When you truly know who Allah is, there is no more realistic. What even is realistic? Instead of asking for retired parents, happy children, blah, 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 ask for healthy and happy parents and happy children still, because there's nothing higher than happy kids, right? But that's what I'm saying. Just ask for the best of the best. And even if you ever, when you're asking for the best of the best, and then you ever get an ounce of doubt in your mind, then understand you've gone back to step number 1. When you get an ounce of doubt in your mind, then you're not really aligned with Allah. You're forgetful of Allah. You don't know who Allah is. You don't know who Allah is in that moment. Because if you truly did know who Allah is, you would not have a single negative low-level emotion or thought in your heart. That's the crazy part right here. Now you just did the same thing that Prophet Sulayman, who was asking for forgiveness for, which is forgetting to remember Allah. So once again, when you're asking for the big thing, and you ever get that feeling, the negative feeling like, man, this is not going to work, bro. This is so unrealistic. How is it even going to happen? Go back to step number 1. And what's step number 1? Forgiveness, istighfar. Do istighfar, and clean those low-level emotions in your heart. And then, third step, Al-Wahhab, the name that he used. قال رب اغفر لي وهب لي ملكا لا ينبغي لأحد من بعدي إنك أنت الوهاب. Indeed, you are the bestower. You are the giver of gifts with no condition. Every name of Allah has a distinct vibrational current. So when you're calling upon Al-Wahhab, which is the one who gifts without condition, you're not begging. Understand that. When you're saying Ya Wahhab, that's not begging. You're tuning yourself into the frequency of endless giving. Remember, Remember what Allah says. I've seen some comments of people saying, when I told them about doing the whole thing about whatever thing you want, find the name of it and keep repeating it. For example, if you're unhealthy, find the name Salam and say Ya Salam, Ya, or Mushfi, Ya, or Shafi, my bad, Shafi, Ya Shafi, Ya Shafi. You're finding darkness in your heart, Ya Noor, Ya Noor, and you keep repeating it over and over again. I said that before, and some comments I get from people, they're like, that's not even based on the Sunnah, bro. They tell me, they're like, that's not even based on the Sunnah. It's based on the Quran. This right here is based on the Quran. There's an ayah that says, Allah has the most beautiful names. Call upon Allah using those most beautiful names. And it's 99 names of Allah. So whatever thing that you want, use the names. And in this case, we're using this name to reach this frequency of endless giving. So think of your heart, when I'm talking about frequency, think of your heart as a receiver. Istighfar, so step number one, Istighfar, it makes it a blank slate. And when you're asking for something bold, that is what gives you the new image, this new imagination. And then using the divine name, it locks that frequency. It just locks it. So it helps you keep moving forward in whatever that you ask for. And it's going to make it a lot easier. And the longer you keep this frequency of Al-Wahhab, the faster the thing that you want is going to start coming. So that's the thing. You did Istighfar, blank slate. You asked for it. Now, how do you stay in that state? Keep repeating the name. Innaka antal wahhab. You're reminding yourself who Allah is, the one who gives with no conditions. It's a beautiful name. It's actually a very beautiful name. And then this right here is going to change everything for you, by the way. Because the name, when you truly internalize it, you're not begging. You're not saying, Allah, please give me. You're saying, Allah, you're so giving. Of course, I believe you're going to be giving me. And this increases your yaqeen. This increases your certainty. And remember what I said in the previous video? Yaqeen is what gives speed to the things to come. So it's not time that makes things come faster. It's not effort that's going to make things come faster. It's your level of certainty. Again, how do you increase your level of certainty? I just breathe so deep. Ya Wahhab, Ya Wahhab. You keep repeating that name. Now the name also makes you understand Allah's not giving you based on your worth, your effort, or whatever you're doing. He's giving you because He is the one who gifts endlessly in the first place. Because that's who He is. Allah is Al-Wahhab. Remember, bro, none of us are going to enter Jannah through our deeds. Hope you know that. Not you, not me. We're not going to enter Jannah because, I prayed every prayer, I fasted all Ramadan. That's not. We're all going to enter Jannah because Allah is so merciful. We're entering Jannah through Allah's mercy. And that's so beautiful because it just shows you whatever you do, Allah's mercy surpasses that. Allah's generosity surpasses that. It's beautiful, very beautiful. So now knowing this, let me just give you the action plan. And I'm hoping this is sinking deep in your mind because this is beautiful, actionable knowledge. Now the first step, what's the action plan? Do istighfar during Maghrib. That's the first thing. In order to make this dua a reality, do istighfar during Maghrib. Now why Maghrib specifically? Well, remember again, Prophet Sulayman, when he was with the horses, during what time was that? During Maghrib. Some people say it's Asr, Maghrib, during that time. Just do this whole thing during that time. So at Maghrib, sit in stillness after the prayer and then reflect on everything that distracted you from Allah during the day and say Astaghfirullah until you feel every muscle in your body release the tension. Because remember, when your body is in tension, it's just an indication that you're not in a state of surrender. You're in a state of resistance. So you're identifying with a negative, low-level emotion. Your body is an indicator. Your body keeps the score. Now, one thing I didn't write here is that Prophet Sulayman, when he saw the horses and he saw that it distracted him from Allah, he killed the horses. What does that symbolize? Him killing the horses, even like the horses is something good, but him killing that, it shows that he removed all distraction from the heart. So that's what you need to be doing too. You're sitting in stillness, which means that there's no more stimuli, no more distraction. So don't distract yourself. Don't be thinking, because most people, they say astaghfirullah, and then when you look at how are they saying astaghfirullah, they're usually preoccupied with something else. Don't get preoccupied with anything. Leave everything. Sit in stillness, no distraction. And then say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. That's the most important part, actually. Cutting the distraction. And then, step number 2, ask huge. Prophet Sulayman, he asked for a kingdom no one will ever get something like. Now, I'm sure you're not going to be asking for a kingdom. If you are, don't forget me, bro. But anything that's bothering you right now, anything that's bothering you, ask for something huge. So you're lacking money, for example, ask for a huge, huge sum. Even if it's unrealistic, like I told you, even if it's unrealistic, it's okay, bro. But when I say unrealistic, we're not talking about this number right here. We're not talking about this number. I actually went and asked ChatGPT, how do you pronounce this number? And I think it said 1 quadrillion. One quadrillion. And then I did something interesting. I went to ChatGPT and I gave it a 1000, like endless zeros, and it still gave me the number, like the name of that number. And it left me thinking, I'm like, bro, like, because in Jannah, you're going to be receiving the best of the best of the best. So I'm like, we're worried about 8,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. And Allah's going to give you such wealth that not even that huge number, like 1 and a million zeros, not even that huge number will ever encompass, like will ever enumerate, whatever that word is. Like, you'll never reach the number that Allah is going to give you in heaven. Shows you that Allah is so giving that it's us, the ones that are lacking. It's you, the one that thinks, oh, that's not possible. 10 million a year, it's not possible. It's you that thinks that. Allah has so much. And when you understand that Allah has a lot and will never run out, that's when your abundance is going to start increasing. And then that's when you know you can ask for not just big, but huge. So again, you're lacking love, ask for the best of the best spouse. You're lacking health, ask for the best of the best health. Then, step number 3, tune to the Wahhab once again. Now, I've been experimenting with this. This is just, I like experimenting with things. Ahmed al-Bunni, he says that the name Wahhab has a numerical value of 14. So he says that you can just recite the number based on the numerical value, recite the name based on the numerical value, and that should suffice it. Imagine when you're playing with the radio, you go into a certain station, and there you are. You've reached a certain number of a frequency, and that's the station. Same thing here. He says that every number, every vibration, every sound has a specific frequency. So if you recite it for a number of times, you'll reach that frequency and stay there. If you go above it, then you're not staying in that frequency. So he says Wahhab is 14. So according to him, you can say Al-Wahhab 14 times. Now this is, I told you here, this is not based on the Sunnah. This is just based on the numerical values. But even if you look at the Sunnah, by the way, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he says, say Alhamdulillah 33 times, say Subhanallah 33 times, and say Allahu Akbar 34 times. Why specifically 33? Why specifically 33? And why specifically 34? I've always wondered about that. And then when you look deep into it, it's got something to do with the numerical values, which is very, very interesting. So this is where that knowledge comes from. So it's up to you. You want to recite it 14 times, you want to recite it above that, it's all up to you. And keep the name in your heart throughout the whole day. Remember, this name, the 99 names, is what helps you attune to the specific frequency. And remember, through using those divine names of Allah, you're tuning yourself into the abundance that's all around you. That's what this implies, that this abundance is all around you. So don't be thinking that you're creating anything. Don't be thinking that you're manifesting anything. There is nothing to manifest or create. The beauty is all around you. The abundance is all around you. All you're doing is just you're attuning yourself. That's all it is. So once again, like a version of you that has 10 million is already here. How do you attune to that? Use those names of Allah. Use those names, and then slowly, when you're placing your attention on that, that's exactly what you get. That's why I love this knowledge so much, and that's why this is very, very practical for you. So throughout the day, just keep saying, Ya Wahhab, Ya Wahhab. Once again, you're just aligning yourself with Allah. And that's it, man. That's really it. Through this, you should be walking like it's done. When you do this, you should be walking like it's done. You should be talking like it's done. You should even literally be spending like it's done. Like when you're spending money, don't feel guilt. Don't be feeling guilty. I'm not saying spend sporadically. I'm not saying spend chaotically. Because Allah doesn't like those who spend just chaotically. But I'm saying don't be feeling guilt when you're spending the money. Give. It's okay. You can give and don't feel guilt about it. It's going to come back to you in a bigger form. And remember, it's all about the state. Be vigilant on the heart. If you're in a fearful state, you haven't done enough istighfar. If you're getting into a state of fear, you're not doing enough istighfar. If you're doubting, not enough istighfar. If you're feeling anything negative, it implies you're not in a state of remembrance of Allah. So do more istighfar. Once again, notice, let me tell you something. Notice how going through this, I didn't even tell you, like just say, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَهَبْ لِي مُلْكًا لَا يَنْبَغِي لِأَحَدٍ مِّن بَعْدِي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْوَهَّابُ. Have you noticed that? Because it's not about the dua. The dua is beautiful, but the dua just gave you a blueprint. This is the blueprint. What did he say? What did he say? First, he said istighfar. That's the first thing. Then he asked, but he didn't just ask, he asked boldly. Asked for something huge. No one will ever have. Huge. Controlling the jinn, controlling the wind. That's crazy. And then the name, the divine name. That's the formula right there. Istighfar, ask for something huge, the name. That's how you should be thinking like. But sadly, we're usually thinking like you just say a magical word and things happen. But that's not the case. That's not the case. Words are bridges, and this is what I just told you what's on this whole bridge right here. So anyway, I use this Islamic law, this Islamic dua to manifest 10K in 7 days. I've been doing this since 2 years ago, bro. 2 years ago. So I know that this works. So I'm hoping that you'll use it and then you'll see that it works in your own life as well. If this was helpful for you, let me know, man.